G'day gang, Simo and Ed back again, and this week we're talking about, are we delivering what the customer expects?
We are indeed. This is off the back of a conversation we had about a restaurant in Birmingham in the middle of the United Kingdom, and it's called Karen's Diner. On the back of that, we thought we'd do a quick video on what customers expect.
You're with Simo and Ed. This is the Fireside Track Growth Show where we talk all things karting and business. So, are we going to talk about, are we delivering what customers expect first, or are we going to tell them a little bit about Karen's Diner?
Well, let's tell them a bit about Karen's Diner, I think, in Birmingham, because it's a unique experience.
I'm intrigued by this. You've just told me about this today and showed me some video of a friend of ours who's been there.
Yeah.
And I'm up in Birmingham next week.
Good.
And guess where I'm going?
You're going to go to Karen's Diner?
Correct.
Now, Karen's Diner is built on poor customer service. It's like hamburgers and chips and some really basic sort of foods. But you go there basically to get insulted. So the customer is always wrong, and everybody who turns up gets abuse from everybody who works there. Now, they can get away with this because the customer's expecting poor customer service and to be told exactly where they're wrong and why the restaurant is right. And there's a comedy element to it. It's been really, really popular.
I can imagine.
Oh, we saw a couple of videos, me and you were just chuckling along, weren't we? Because they don't hold back, do they? Of course, as go-kart track owners, we can't really get away with this unless you've marketed on the fact that you're really poor at customer service. Maybe you are, in which case, there's lots of people out there striving for excellent customer service. Just go the other way and just make it a real feature that you get the worst service ever. And who knows, it could catch on.
Yeah.
But it got us thinking then about, are you delivering what customers expect? And I think with kart tracks, we thought we'd just mention a few ideas, really, just to get the old grey matter churning and just start thinking differently about your track, so we can make those all important extra percentage points of difference.
And I mean, what the customer expects is a number of points along the customer journey through your go-kart track. Now, we've done past videos on this, 4 of them, I believe, and Josie is going to put a link to 1, 2, 3, 4 videos up there. She hates me for doing that.
Does she?
Oh yeah, I get abuse every time I do this.
Oh, that's terrible. Can you put it back up there, Josie? So we can see that. Thanks.
All 4 of them.
Yeah. Sorry, Josie.
And you know, the customer's going to expect different things at different points.
It begins right at the very beginning, the point of purchase.
Yeah.
There's going to be stuff your customers are expecting.
Yeah. And are you making it frictionless?
Yeah. If you can reduce friction to purchase, it's the key to getting more spend and more business and more repeat customers down at your track.
I bought some more customer photos.
Oh, okay.
And I had a horror job of getting them.
Really?
Right? Yeah. So
what, the frames you mean?
the frames.
Yeah.
They come with the frames and the photos in it all done, and they've got a sticky thing that we just whack on the wall. They're really cool. But so I went to order. I haven't ordered any for ages, right? And I went to the wrong place.
Okay.
Right, and I put my photos in. I adjusted them to fit in the right thing. You know, look good. Then I went to check out.
Yeah.
I couldn't hit the checkout button because I was on my phone and it'd scroll up and the button would be there. I'd go to press it and it'd go bing back down.
Drives you crazy.
And so I didn't buy. Then I realised a couple of days later that it wasn't the place I got the first ones from, so I went back to the first one. They wouldn't accept my Amex.
Oh, no.
So I wrote to them, I said, I'm trying to buy these things. Trying to buy 20 of them.
Yeah.
It was £100 and something order.
Yeah.
And they said, oh, go back and go incognito and do it. Sort of like...
Oh, for crying out loud. No.
I mean, I wouldn't have gone back to them, except I wanted the same ones as everything else, so this wall would look the same. But you just got to make it frictionless, otherwise you're just going to irritate people.
Drives you nuts. I've just got images of places where the checkout button's still greyed and you don't know why. That's a real common one. And the other one I get a lot is I spend most of my time these days just on my mobile phone. And the number of websites that have been set up for desktop, and you can't buy something on your mobile. And you can track this stuff really simply. So somebody just hasn't done the little bit of extra effort to go and check if it's all, why are they all desktop purchases when over 50% of traffic is mobile? The alarm bell should have been ringing.
Yeah.
So it starts at the point of purchase, really. Have you already put friction between you and the customer before they've even finished their first interaction with you?
Then it's the information you send to them before the race, before the event. If they're getting pieces of information, if you prep them for what they're going to expect to receive, and they know where they're going, they know where they've got to park, they know when they have to arrive.
I've got a meeting tomorrow with my marketing guy at the time of recording here, right? And he's great. We do a lot of work together, and he understands me, which is difficult. So there's limited friction there, because I can just talk in shorthand with him, which is brilliant. But today he sent me about 9 or 10 messages about stuff we've got to do for tomorrow. And the last message I've just sent him was, can you just sit down, think about the whole thing and just present it in one message, because I'm rather busy today. So how you communicate and knowing your customer around this to reduce friction points is really going to help. Now, he's safe. I hope he doesn't see this video, otherwise he knows he's safe, then he can take the pee. However, if he doesn't see this video, he now knows that he's got to get his stuff together in one go, because I'm not going to sit there all day chit-chatting with him when I've got stuff to do. So is your customer the same down at the track? Are they got stuff to get on with? But what is the information that they need so they're not having to ring you for that information? As a result, are they getting quite tense? My body language probably went like that when I was talking to marketing tomorrow, because I'm like...
Oh, look, go-kart tracks are notorious for being poorly signposted.
Oh, okay.
Right, I mean, I go around a lot of tracks.
Yeah.
Right. The number of times I go past a track, I know it's here somewhere, where is, oh shit, there it is. The number of times that happens.
Yeah. Well, if that was...
One road trip we did, 80% we passed.
80% of the tracks were missed?
Yeah.
You see, if I've got lots of people coming down for an event, and I'm thinking, where do I go? And they go, oh, remember that last time we couldn't find the track? What's the odds of getting 40 people down to a go-kart track? And you're thinking they're not all going to turn up. I can't have my event there. That's the end of that one.
Yeah. I knew one track where the GPS sent them to the back end of the track.
Oh, no. There's ways around all of this. You can move the pin on the map. You can have, you got that, what 3 words will locate within 20 square metres or something where they need to be. There's all sorts of ways to do this. Help your customer out right from the very beginning. Talking about payment methods. Oh, drives you crazy, doesn't it? So when you turn up and they're going, oh, we need the card you booked on.
Airlines are notorious for this. But I think they've changed.
I hope so.
I think they've got better.
I mean, I don't mind if you tell me. I mean, I do mind, but so there's an extra friction there that I don't think needs to be there. I've got a couple of credit cards, so get me, I know. But, I've got a means to pay you and I'm booked on. I'm happy to pay you. Here's sorry, we're not accepting it. What? Take the bloody money. I'm trying to pay you and I want to be your customer, and you're going no to me. It drives me crazy, that does. And then also, if I turn up at the go-kart track and I've paid on a credit card, right? How easy is it for me to go and set a tab up at the bar?
Yeah.
So that when anybody comes in, they go, oh, I've got a tab, it's Ed 1 at the bar. Just go and tell them when you put the drink on. And they'll just give me a nod or whatever, or just put it on the tab. I'm not bothered. So make it dead easy for me to just, when I turn up and I've paid, you just take a payment off whatever card I've got, and then tell them, oh, we can set a tab up for the bar now. Would you like to do that for the post-race? Would you like to do that pre-race, but no alcohol till after? That would be awesome for a dead easy upsell. And that is an upsell, and it's such a natural one that the person you're asking doesn't feel like they're being sold to when you're asking that. It feels like you're the most helpful company in the world.
No, absolutely.
And then you get this other one a lot. What's the other problem you get with payments with one of your cards?
Remind me.
Do they take...
Amex.
I knew it.
Yeah.
I don't. I keep getting offered Amex and I don't take it because nobody bloody accepts it. I think it's getting better, isn't it? And some of their charges have come down.
The charges are quite reasonable. I'm charged less. We accept Amex here. I'm charged less for Amex than I am for MasterCard.
Oh, are you?
Yep.
I should look at them again. There's loads of places that don't accept Amex.
No, it infuriates me because I've got a MasterCard and Amex, but The bank I'm with, I really hate. I've been meaning to change for years.
I was going to say,
but
you
it's
can't
a bit-
move.
It's more complicated than that. I've got a MasterCard with him, and they make it so hard for me to increase the limit.
Yeah.
Right, that's not possible. American Express are almost begging me
To increase
to increase it.
Awesome.
So it's just so much easier. So much easier.
I've got a credit card like that. My business credit card, I didn't even ask them. They just said, if you change your card to this one, there's no extra cost in fees. We'll give you 1% of your purchase back every month.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, thank you very much.
My card in Oz,
Yeah.
they just used to give me an annual increase
Yeah.
of about $2,500.
Yeah. You haven't
Which
been in
is
Australia for a
only-
while. I think,
Only 1,200 quid.
I
But
think the markets have changed slightly there. But who knows?
they're still run by bankers with a silent W. Anyway, we progress.
We progress. Also, have you set the card up so that beyond where they've booked in, where they've paid for the event, beyond setting up the bar tab, have you now made it easy for people to book a follow-on session?
And do you ask them?
Yeah. Do you ask them and you go, we've got your, well, I wouldn't say the cards there, but if you want a follow-on session, we can get you straight on there. We'll sort out the payment later. Well, you've got the card on file.
You've got the card in the bar.
Yeah. So just just get them back on the track. Worry about the money later. And see what happens from there. And also, not just there and then, but when they're sort of done, dusted, had a great time. Whose birthday is it next? What events are you doing next? Would you like us to go and sort out a booking for you?
Do you know if they actually asked, do you want to book a second session, another session if they've got some free time, that is, right? Or do you want to book another session, and we might give them a percentage off.
We could do, or we'll find a value way to do it.
Or we add some value to that. If you ask them, you get a lot more repeat business.
You would, because
than you were getting now. Because in that moment, you come off that track and you're buzzing. You've had fun.
Yeah, well, we've talked about this before. You do, so there's a possible way to upsell where they come off the track. You could have a chat with them and go, here's where you could have gone faster. And we've analysed everything. So if you did that, if they've got 2 sessions, for example, at the end of the second session, go, I've had a look at what you're doing. Found that way for that to go faster. Yada yada. Next time you come. Now that will be in their head for a while.
Yeah.
And then if you just get the timing right, so as they're taking all the race suits and everything off and the podium bit, they're sitting there going, who's ready to race again?
Right.
Would you like us to do that and get a free balaclava next time?
What you've done there that you haven't even realised you've done
What?
is you've sat there, they've come off the track, they don't really know how well they've done. Especially, well, they don't know if they've got the fastest lap or whatever. They might know where they are in the race.
Yeah.
But they don't know the fastest lap. So if you've spoken to someone who may have won the race, but didn't have the fastest lap, right, as soon as they're given their timing sheets, it's going to go, fucking third fastest lap. Hey, what are you saying I've got to do again?
Yeah.
When can you get me back on the track?
That's it, and then go straight into the podium light and do all that, and then go, right, who's going to come and race again? I know a few of you could go a bit faster. Yeah. Do you want us to book something in? Who's coming back with you? You may just get most of that group or all of them turning up again for the rematch.
Yeah.
Easily done. Could easily be done.
True. That's probably a good point to stop there.
It sounds about right.
And it's the end of our first video about are you delivering what the customer expected. So it's goodbye from me.
Cheerio from me.
And we'll see you next week.